Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 38 of Direwolf20's Let's Play Dyson Sphere program series, where I am trying to be very careful. No, not that. Alright, I failed at being very careful, as you can probably tell. Today, we're continuing to ramp up all the things. And one of the things we need to ramp up is stone production. I was just kind of, you know, as you're playing and flying around and doing things, you might notice that certain things are getting low. And that's what happened to me. I noticed that certain things were getting low. Now, of course, you're going to be a big old nuisance here. Let's just get you connected like that. That should be fine. I noticed that we were low, believe it or not, on glass. So let me show you what I've been working on between episodes in a minute here once I get this all built. Cool? Alright, so that should be cool, and then your job will be to accept stone. Looks like I never put any of these guys in here, so I might as well give you a few, and that should be cool. So he should get it lots and lots of stone now. Beautiful. Excellent. So as you can see, my planet is getting a little bit low on certain resources. Other ones, not so much. If we were to take a look on the planet here, we would see we're still pretty good on iron. I gotta figure out where this, like, 500,000 iron is hiding. There's one here-ish. It's, like, right underneath this whole setup that I don't feel like moving. But we have lots of stone left, at least, and that's cool. So what we were getting low on was are you guys completely out here? No, you have one tiny little vein left, huh? 19, yeah. Yeah, it's funny how quickly you can get, you know, you get low, and then there's like this one little bit, and me, I just don't like to leave a little bit of coal there. Like, I want it to clear the vein completely. Like, get rid of it, be done with it, call it a day. So what I did between episodes is I was kind of just flying around checking in on everything. And one thing that I noticed I was getting low on were plane filters. And the reason we're low on plane filters is because we were low on titanium glass. And the reason we were low on titanium glass is because we were out of glass. So I was like, all right, better ramp that up. So what I did is, remember over here a couple episodes ago, I set up this miner to mine and process stone and glass? Well, it's, you know, doing that now, which is cool. And I should probably change up how this works. Would be smart, at least. But I guess what we'll do is we will change up how it works when we run into a problem, because it's a lot of effort right now to change up how it works. But as you can see, clearly, we've got lots of stone coming in now, because I basically made this guy demand unprocessed stone and added a little bit of glass processing to chill here. And that seems to be doing a good job. But you can even notice, like, I'm going to bump these guys up too real quick just to see. We're still hurting for glass. We still haven't caught up quite yet. We will catch up, but we haven't quite caught up yet. And by throwing a few of these guys in here, it definitely helps. You know what I mean? So I got to imagine that's gonna be cool, right? We'll get there. So glass obviously was a little bit of a problem. This is backstuffing, so I think once, you know, give it 5 minutes and you'll be cool. How's all this doing? Solar sails we're doing okay on, believe it or not. I'm actually surprised to see that. And now that we've got plane filters fixed, we'll start producing more quantum chips. We may need to expand plane filters at some point. We'll kind of have to see. Like right now, plane filters we're okay on. You know, we could always use more because these things are very slow to produce, remember? But we'll get there. I guess. If I need to set up one of those, like, repeatable structures to make plane filters and whatnot, I probably can. But let's take a look at our Dyson Sphere. Oh, yeah. Coming along nicely. Look at it. It's really doing actually quite good. Let's fly up and check it out in space. So you can see all my solar sails. We are definitely not, you know, solar sailing as fast as we could. Are we still doing, like, the slower solar sail, or did I Did I leave that in the position where it can, you know, go as fast as it wants? I think I left it in the position where it can go as fast as it wants. So that's good, yes. Yes, everybody has solar sails. It's just a matter of the angle of the sun and the rotation of the planet and all that stuff as to whether or not they can launch. But short of setting up another circle of solar sails here, there's not a lot we could do to speed this up, right? Like, we could set up another batch of solar sail launchers, or we can just be patient. And you know, sometimes patience is key. Sometimes it's the right answer, right? Sometimes patience is the way to be. So I'm trying to think about what we should look at next. Because right now, everything seems pretty stable. In terms of power, we're actually fine still. We are not choking on power by any stretch of the imagination, due to the fact that my Dyson Sphere is so awesome. Where is my little nuclear thingy? I think this is it. This is what I'm looking for, right? Yes. Wow, we're up to 500 antimatter fuel rods. That is pretty cool. What I think we should start looking at today, then, I've been doing a little bit of research. Let me tell you guys where I'm at with research. A lot of the research, we've just hit the point where we need white research cubes. So I think that might be one of the things we want to start looking at doing. So right now I'm doing logistics carrier capacity. It's the last little bit of research here is just finishing up. It needed 4,000 of every cube, which is, you know, a lot. And we're struggling. Some cube is low. I'm not sure which one. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Maybe we'll go take a quick peek just so we can figure out where we're at. Man, look at how much deuterium production we got going on. It is bananas how much deuterium we got going on. But we still have plenty of hydrogen, so that's nice to see. Are we producing enough deuterium? I mean, I'd say yes. Maybe not. Maybe no. You know what I could do? I could probably clip you guys. I probably don't need you guys to do deuterium no mores. Just let all the deuterium, no more burning deuterium, right? Just let all the deuterium go towards making fuel rods and making carrier rockets, because that's what my deuterium is doing right now. It's focused mainly on making carrier rockets. What was my research cube slowdown? Was there anything in particular that we need to worry about? Green, I think, is what I'm seeing as being low. I mean, purple's getting low as well. Blue and red seem fine, but yeah, green definitely seems to be the slowdown. Let me just check in on green and make sure that there's not something like that we're not producing enough of. Like graviton lenses, as we know, could be a problem. So where's my green research? It's up here, right? Do you guys have everything you need to keep running, or just don't have enough? Ish? Believe it or not, we are hurting a little bit on diamonds. Diamonds, a resource I did not expect to be low on at any time. So we're still okay on graviton lenses, but only because we have a backlog. Diamonds we're choking on. Okay. Where's my diamond production? I feel like it was up here somewhere. Didn't I have diamond production up by the yellow cubes? Is that what I did? I feel like it is. So yellow was up here. This is where my diamond production should be. Are you guys just not, you know, you're not bad. We don't have any kind of fancy setup for diamonds. I think we could just really amp this up if we wanted to. Let's clip you. Actually, let's clip all of you. What I'm going to do is just copy and paste this setup. Can we do that easily enough? If we're careful about where we copy and paste from and to, then yes. Collide with another object? Oh, you're colliding with what, this guy? We'll figure it out. What was your problem here? Too close to another power... Oh. You. And you, actually. That should be cool. So let's upgrade you guys. And then we can connect you, you, and you. And what I'm thinking I will do then is let's do an output of diamonds like this. So that you can go inputting here. And then this guy the same. Cool. And now you should be in much better shape for storing diamonds. Now the question will be, are you processing enough of this stuff? And the likely answer is no. The likely answer is no. Now, obviously, we have graphite production going on planet-wide, so I could just pull in the logistics of graphite here. But I'd also like to kind of finish burning this. So what I might do is, like, the easy solution, which is just do that. And then we can kind of paste you guys in like this. We'll start... And then that into there. Does that sound cool? And it's possible that you might need some speed upgrades because, obviously, yes, you will need some speed upgrades. Not a big deal. And that should kind of get us going again. Cool. I like that. We'll see if that's sufficient. I didn't, like, go perfect on the math on that. I'm sure there's, like, you know, a little bit of a breakdown. But long story short, we should be better for diamonds now. And that should start satisfying our planet-wide need for diamonds, at least for the time being. Once that coal vein runs out, we'll probably do something like import graphite, export diamonds. I don't think we ever need, like, a stupid amount of diamonds, if I'm being honest. I don't think, you know, it's a nice resource to have, but I don't remember it being, like, one of the more difficult or annoying things to have to automate a lot of. So, yeah, that's where we're at. Hey, logistics carrier capacity. So let's go back to talking about the current state of our researches. Yeah, see, diamonds is good now. Diamonds is fine. We are happy. So research. Once you get towards the end of the research tree, you start running into some of the research categories have infinites. And basically, most things that are speed-based can be infinitely upgraded. So, for example, the logistics carrier capacity does not have an infinite. So once you hit level 8, like I just did, which gave me 20 more for drones and 200 more for vessels, you're done. Your logistics carriers cannot carry any more resources. Okay. However, the engine, which allows them to fly faster, can be infinitely upgraded, which means that basically every time we process this universal matrix, it's going to come up with a larger number here, and you can keep going as much as you want, and your carriers will just fly faster and faster and faster and faster. I don't know if there's a limit. It says infinite on the little tooltip here, so I believe that it means event. I mean, I got to imagine that there's got to be some threshold where it's like, okay, yeah, you've reached some kind of internal limit, but I don't know what that actually is, right? Stacking is a nice thing. Let's knock that out. Vertical construction would also be kind of nice, though we don't usually need that much. Transmission efficiency, same deal. It eventually hits a infinite limit, and it's just a minus 15% solar ray dissipation. So that becomes diminishing returns, and there's a point where it just comes completely worthless to do. Let's see. Solar sail life does not become infinite. Drive engines are not infinite. So this is your mecha warp speed. So it does require white cubes for it, but that's it. You're done, right? Drone engines can become infinite. Energy circuits becomes infinite, which is cool. So we're at the point for a lot of things where we have like infinite. Communication control, that becomes infinite. That's awesome. So you get more and more drones, as many drones as you want. Mechanical frame does not become infinite, so there is a cutoff point at how fast you're allowed to walk, but mecha core is infinite. So the energy inside our mecha is infinite, which is pretty slick. So let's look into doing white cube research. Did we already unlock that? We did. That's cool. That's cool. So, how's my Dyson Sphere situation? I might want to get the Dyson rockets launching again, and then we're going to start working on white research cubes. Cool beans. Hopefully cool beans. Oh yeah, we have a lot of these guys stored up. Nice. Cargo stacking sorter is done. You guys are cruising right through that. Let's bring up our Dyson Sphere system. Yeah, so we're just waiting on solar sails at this point, but that's fine. I don't mind being a little bit patient. And it's not even that we're not producing them fast enough. We're just not launching them fast enough. So we're just gonna extend this dude, get our carrier rockets going. And then fill them in. Nice. So you can already see our rockets starting to launch here. There they go. Off and away. So just every now and then checking on that, making sure that it's, when it's done, add more layers. You could just build all the layers all at once if you want. I kind of like doing some and then letting it stop, and then doing some and then letting it stop. That's me personally. If you want to just, fill in all the layers all in one go and you're done and just let it run forever, that's also an option. So let's start doing white research cubes, right? So if we were to head down, I think I'm going to set these up down here-ish, where I've got this guy cooking, right? Because we are going to need we're going to need to store some antimatter, remember. So remember what we had here, right? What our kind of deal was. We said that some of the critical photons that we're producing will go towards making antimatter, which will then be fed back into this guy. Now, this has been running for a long time. It's been quite a while that these guys have been running, and the bad news is that we only have 174 antimatter, so we have not been producing a copious amount of antimatter. What is our situation? We're definitely trying to draw more energy than we have available from the Dyson Sphere at the moment, but that's actually getting really close. Our Dyson Sphere is approaching 2.69 gigawatts, which is what we're trying to draw. Now remember, we can... oh good, research complete. Which one of these is in photon mode? This guy's in photon mode. These guys are not, right? None of these guys are in photon mode. But this one and this one are doing photons. This one... So we have 3 photon makers at the moment? Okay. How's my overall planetary power situation is a good question. Not bad. Not bad. What I might want to do is consider completely converting over to photon generation. I've never actually sat down and done the math, but I don't know if photons being used to make antimatter fuel rods being used to power these power plants. I've never sat down and done the math on if that's more efficient than just directly converting the energy like this, right? So I'm actually not sure about that. It's something I should think about checking, though, because, that would be cool. And you guys do 240 megawatts each. That is bananas. I'm going to flip you to photon generation. That's going to obviously drain a lot more, put a little bit more stress on the Dyson Sphere. Because of the rotation of the planet, we're starting to drop a little bit. Remember, we have a little bit of a strength lull down here. So I might flip you guys over to photon generation. So that's obviously drawing, a massive bit of energy there. One of these days I'll decide... Oh, wow, you hit 0% strength at this point? Wow, that sucks. You can kind of see it. It's going to start going off across the top there, and then like maybe this one will go off eventually. Not super concerned. But you know what? These guys are... We are not drawing as much power as we possibly could be. I might make the whole bottom row here go photon generation. And I don't know how it prioritizes or distributes, you know, the power production thing. See, look, now we're hurting for power. Now we're hurting for power across the planet. What's our satisfaction now? 35%. That's not good. I feel like it's time to make more of these, right? That's going to start choking my power pretty hard, actually. Like I said, I've never sat down and checked, like, what's the actual, like, what's more efficient. I'm sure it's available if you, like, search for it or something. Okay, but I don't want to make these. So would you guys mind giving me some manually? That's fine. I'll make 2 of them. Now, I'm pretty sure these power plants, like other power plants, will not use fuel when they're not connected to anything, right? Which means that they self-throttle, which means that it's okay to place down more than we need, okay? I'm pretty sure that's an accurate statement. Lack of item. Ooh, they take a minute. They take a hot minute to make. Boom, boom, boom. And then you're going to export antimatter fuel rods. Boom, boom, boom. Now how are we doing? Not too shabby, right? Okay. What I should do is something like this, where you're going to have 1 stack of these or 2 stacks of these ready to just go in here. That seems smart? I feel like that's smart. That seems like a pretty good move, right? I feel like that's a good move. Alright, so because you can only have 20 per stack, I'm going to do more than that. Okay, and then your job, sir, will be to chill there. Is that going to be a problem for us? The last one's coming now. Okay. Getting there. Maybe 2 more of them? And then we'll just have to see if this becomes a problem for us or not. So obviously, hopefully, we're producing more antimatters, right? And these things last, I guess, a decent amount of time. Yeah. So now power satisfaction is at 100%. That's cool. So then I guess the real question is, let's give this a few minutes and see what our antimatter production versus usage turns out to be. So when watching your production values on this, you really want to be like super careful to pick the right time frame, right? Because if we look in the past 1 minute, we'll see that we've produced 10 and consumed 2. And you're like, wow, I'm doing really good. But remember, it takes more than a minute for these guys to consume their fuel rod. So at some point, you're going to look at this and it'll say, produced 10, consumed 10. Because it's going to, you know, all of these guys that were placed down are going to, see, there it goes, right? So there it's like at 8 and 8, right? So don't scale to just a minute when you're doing something like this. Look at like a 10-minute window and make sure 10 minutes have passed since you finished everything. So we can kind of see the consumption values haven't caught up to the end of the 10-minute timeline. So it's only been about 7-ish minutes since I added all these things. So we're going to want to, and probably even a little bit longer. See, like over here, it was slow. This is probably when I started adding them. And over here, it's where it's getting big spikes. This is probably when I, you know, finished adding. So what we want to do is wait for this little blurb here to reach the end, and then we'll have a really good idea of where we're at power-wise. Cool? Now that said, we have 407 antimatter fuel rods sitting in here, so that's a good sign. It means that we have a few more than we started with a few minutes ago, so I think we're pretty close to, but not quite yet, breaking even. And considering that we're splitting our antimatter critical photons to make antimatter, that's not bad. It means that we're actually doing okay. Now, obviously, we're going to want lots more critical photons. So we're going to really want our Dyson Sphere to be doing a lot more. I'm debating, what I'm debating doing is eliminating these ones up here or flipping them into photon generation mode. Because down here, these are all photon generation now. I might flip these guys into photon generation too, just so that they're all consistent. And by the way, I'm pretty sure you can copy and paste these modes. I'm pretty sure of that, at least. Cool, so now everybody should be in critical photon making mode, and it's just going to slow down the production of critical photons across the board. So everybody's a little bit slower now, but they're all doing it. So it's like it's evenly distributing it, kind of. Now, how's my power situation? So by doing that, we've probably now just impacted our power production. So guess what we're going to need more of? You know. Let's get 2 stacks of that then. Because we're going to want 4 more of these. We're going to want 2 stacks of these. Cool. Okay. So back in a minute when that's done crafting. And here comes 2 more of these guys ready to go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now that might be enough satisfaction. Yeah, see, now we're good at satisfaction again, right? But now we want to give it a few more minutes to make sure that we're still not choking on power. But I think we're going to be okay here. We're going to have to just kind of wait and see. Now, don't forget, we also have some ray receivers at the poles, which I might wind up removing. We'll see. We'll see what I want to do there. But as our Dyson Sphere expands, and as we get more and more power being produced up there, you know, I think we're going to be fine. At this point, I'm almost curious, like, I'm almost wondering if I want to add more rocket launchers for solar sails. Because I feel like, you know, our solar sail limitation that we have going on here is definitely, you know, going to be an issue. It's not that big of an issue. Like, do we want, like, a giant ring of solar sails? Maybe? I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Like, what would that look like? We would have to move that, probably. I need more of these things. Alright, should we try this? Just to see what it looks like? I think that could be cool. Like I said, we're going to have to move that guy. But if we plan for it, then we're good, right? Collide with another object. Oh, it's actually just you guys. You know what? Let me disconnect you for a sec. I'm going to set you to none. And now, in theory, I'd like you all to burn through your current, you know, solar sails. So we'll give that, you know, a few minutes to clear out. But at least what I could do then... Maybe this will still let me... No tall buildings in muzzle area. Because, of course. Let me reduce you to 0. Can I actually remove you without too much of an inventory problem? Yeah, I think that's fine. Lack of item. We're getting there. I didn't actually count out how many I would need. Is that going to be cool? Hey, it fits. Nice. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. Let's get at least a handful more of these ready to go. Just need a little bit more steel. Oh, lots more gears. Gears is a big one for you, huh? I just want to, like, map out where it's going to all sit. And that should be cool. That looks good. Yes? Oh, we're so close to being good here. 4 more? I'm gonna say? 4 more? Alright, let's see here. So, the last few of these... looks pretty good to me. Alright. So then... where did we have this before? We had it here-ish. So let's set it back up a little bit here-ish. That look like a good place? Right, so you're going to do solar sails. We'll say, like, just keep it full. Whatever. And I don't know if you had dudes getting solar sails, but you're going to get dudes getting solar sails now. We might need to amp up solar sail production on account of doing this, but, you know, it's a problem that we'll deal with. Yes, I can make this work. No, I cannot. That is not the right path. I am doing that backwards. Okay. So that's going to be solar sail output. And then what I'm going to do is have you put power in like that. Now, I have no idea how we're going to power all these things with too close to the EM rail ejector, but I'm assuming I'm going to have to do something like this-ish. Okay. And they should already be set, right? So then what we can do, and I'm going to need more of these, so let's go grab them now, because I know I'm going to need more of those. But then you guys will basically come across here and kind of spin all the way around like this. Okay, and that should be fine, right? I should have checked this before I did that, but yes, it should be fine. Look how much faster my robots build now, by the way. Can we just talk about how awesome that is? They're so fast, and there's so many of them. It's the best. Cool. And then you guys can come right up to there. Cool. And then I'm going to have to do this bit manually, but it is what it is. There might be a few that, because of the layout, just doesn't work perfectly, and I'm not going to rearrange the whole layout on account of that. Good deal. I might need that to be a little bit closer. Yeah, that should be fine. Cool. And as long as everybody's powered, I should be happy. I missed one. How's that? Better? Yes. Cool. All right, and then you just need to come out here to there and specify solar sails. I wasn't going to do it, and then I decided, you know what? Let's just do it. Are you not copy-pasting my structure? Oh, because, yeah, you don't have one. Okay, yeah, I see. That's one of the collider ones. And I hope the collisions don't happen all that often. It almost seems like they do, doesn't it? Shouldn't be that frequent, but there's going to be a handful. And like I said, I'm just not going to lose sleep over it. There's not much we can do about it, aside from redesigning the whole thing, which I just don't feel like doing. Looks like it's every fourth one-ish. Alright, so now we should have a lot more solar sails launching up there, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool, right? Look at that. That is bananas. Alright, so wrapping up point then? I would say so. So for now, Del20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'm going to look at amping up solar sail production between episodes because I suspect, yeah, we're already hurting. We're already hurting. This needs to be better. So I might actually wind up just saying forget the whole thing. In fact, I'm going to set this to 0. And we're going to remove this entire dude. Cool. I'm going to set you to 0 and you to 0. You can have a few hundred of these. Go ahead and process everything you've got at the moment, and I'm going to modify this. I'm probably going to turn it into an interstellar logistics. That's tricky, right? Because we need so many things. We need this. We need several steps to get to these guys. So doing this as an interstellar logistics might be tough. So I'll think about how I want to change this, and maybe we'll play with it next episode. Does that sound fair? Yeah, I'm gonna let you keep on keeping on with your numbers at the moment. You're not gonna produce enough, but that's okay. How's my power been, by the way? Power is actually like well and above fine, so I'm cool with that. All right, Del20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.